Hi, Rick.
Hi, Winnie.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. This is Rick from hemphollow.com, who has joined me here to share with us his expertise, as there's a hot topic in mind, and that is the topic of hemp. Now, the other day when I was having hemp hearts, I noticed that my coworker said, "What's that?" And I showed him the container, and there was a leaf on a hemp leaf that was on there, but it looks pretty much exactly the same as a marijuana leaf. And he looked at me and he said, "Are you going to be able to work, after you have some of that?" Which tells me that even at this day and age, there are still lots of people who are very confused about the differences between hemp and marijuana. They are a very similar plant, but if you wouldn't mind sharing with us, what is the difference between hemp and marijuana?
The two plants are similar in that they are from the same genotype. I'm not sure of the specifics, but they were at one time the same plant. And then as they grew to different areas of the planet, they changed. One changed to have more tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the drug that creates the psychoactive effect on the body from marijuana. And the other began having less and less and less of that THC. And one has a bigger hole up the middle of it, that being the hemp, and a smaller hole up the middle of the stalk in the marijuana. So the hemp plant is much harder. In fact, it's so hard that when we cut it down with the combine, the teeth of the combine trying to cut through get dull. We actually were cutting some hemp cloth at Christmas time to make some Christmas gifts, and we cut 300 of them and dulled the scissors. It's that hard. So the straw of the marijuana is less hard. The leaves look the same. There's the THC in the marijuana and not in the hemp. Mm-hmm. So those are essentially the differences.
So is that how you kind of like based hemphollow.com, is just because hemp hollow meaning like it's the healthy hemp?
No.
Oh, okay.
Factually, that was a mistake that we found out later. We didn't know about the hemp hollow, the hollow up the middle of the hemp. We were thinking about a location, hemp hollow.
Yeah.
And then we learned later why hemp hollow made the more sense. So we were celebrating that.
Good. So, just to sort of carry on, what are some other differences between hemp and marijuana?
Well, number one, when people come to my table, they talk about, can you smoke it? My table being at farmers markets in the Edmonton area, I met them regularly. And when people come by, they say, can you smoke it? And I say, yes, you can, but you're just practicing. So that emphasizes the difference. One is a drug and can be used for its drug purposes, and one doesn't. It has some, but it's a different kind of drugs, and not the.
But you don't sell it in that form anyway. So what are some of the forms that hemp is sold?
The forms that we sell at the farmers market in our company, hemphollow.com, specializes in food, body care, and personal care and skin care. So for the food part, we have hemp hearts, the seeds of the hemp plant, and the hemp, once it's squeezed, the oil comes out, and we use that oil as food and in all of the skincare products, but you can eat it as food. And what is left when you squeeze out the oil is the fiber and the protein, and that is what we have as protein powder. Mm-hmm. And we also mix it with coffee. So we have hemp coffee, and we have a hemp breakfast cereal called Hemp A Go-Go. Mm-hmm. It has high protein to give you go, and high fiber to make you go.
Go.
So that's one of our newest products. And then we have hemp bug spray right now in Edmonton. We have mosquitoes galore. We sold 35 bottles of bug spray on Sunday afternoon. Mm-hmm. We have pain spray for muscle, bone, and nerve pain. We have hemp oil for psoriasis and eczema and rosacea and keeping the skin moisturized, nourished, and healed. We have toothpaste and deodorant and shampoo and conditioner.
So there's a lot of basics on that. So
and that's just on our table, and there's far more in the industrial applications.
Mm-hmm. So outside of the obvious of what you offer, in the world, what are some world uses of hemp as well?
Depends on who you ask. Thousands and thousands and thousands of uses. For example, concrete. Put hemp straw in concrete, makes it lighter, stronger, better concrete, and cheaper, especially if you grow your own. But also into roofing tiles and piping and fiberglass, for better than fiberglass.
Clothing,
fibers,
I hear.
Clothing, ropes, sails.
Paper.
Paper. 7 times you can recycle paper from a hemp plant, and only 1 for regular wood.
Mm.
So which one makes more sense? And paint and chemicals, etc., etc., etc. That's only the very, very beginning.
Which leads me into my next question. What in your study of hemp, I mean, because you're obviously very passionate enough about it that you have your own company, you sell it, there is a huge history of how hemp and marijuana got really confused in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think caused, in your studies, what caused this confusion?
The essence of the situation came from the 30s and 40s, when a number of powerful industrialists noticed that it was difficult to make money, or was going to be difficult to make money, when marijuana and hemp were available in plentifully and at home. If people could grow their own, they would be able to make all of these products for themselves, and then the industrialists wouldn't be able to sell them. Simple. So the people in the newspaper industry had purchased forests to harvest and make into wood paper. They knew that if the paper was coming from marijuana or hemp, either one, it would create a competition that they didn't want. So they got together with the people who grow cotton, and the cotton growers have to use, and do now use, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and fertilizers that aren't necessary for growing hemp. So those people, again, now we've got 2, they said, we'd rather not have this competition. The oil companies want to be able to sell us gasoline and oil. If we could make our own out of hemp, that would be a problem.
So what you're saying is hemp is like a renewable resource that's actually available, and it's not known about or talked about because there's capitalists or industrialists that have their benefits,
their own
agenda, right?
And their profit, instead of the profit of all of us, they're looking to profit singularly instead of in a different identity of singularity. So the paper, the chemicals, the oil companies, and there's another one.
Textiles.
The textiles industry, blue jeans that are made of hemp last and last and last and last. If you want to sell somebody new clothing every 6 months or a year, it's harder to convince them if they don't wear out. So the bottom line is, the people who had the power and didn't want us as the individuals to have the power made sure that it transpired that hemp and marijuana were blacklisted. And they did some pretty funny science to try and create the situation where hemp would be put on the outs.
Yeah. Well, I think that's mighty powerful, and I hope that anyone that's watching this video is inspired to. I mean, because what we're getting into is just really like the tip of like just really surfacing the whole entire subject. I mean, there's so much that could be spoken about, and I hope that really truly anyone watching this gets curious enough to do more research, and if they want to come find you, come talk to you, or even check out the products that you have to offer that is so much beneficial in so many ways, to come visit you on your site, or let's see here.
I would highly recommend people who are interested to come to our site. It is very detailed, and there are videos and lots of writing about hemp, the hemp and the history of hemp and what it is, why it is, how it's different, more details than I gave here today. And from there, you can go off onto many other video and written websites. So there's plenty of information out there. And if you'd like to talk to me in person, I am at farmers markets in the Edmonton area virtually every day. And they are listed on our website at www.hemphollow.com.
And hollow, oh, it's not Hallo?
Holl.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Rick, for your time and your expertise and just being here today.
Thank you.